everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to be making this pretty hello card using the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. So let's get started. Let me just put that aside. We're going to start here with a piece of Pool Party, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Then we have a layering piece of the, oh boy, You're a Peach, I think it's called. Let me pull it up here. You're a Peach Designer Series paper. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I'll just show you quickly. I showed you in one of my other videos this beautiful DSP, but I'll show you quickly again. Just the patterns on one side and then the peach on the other. It's been a really nice Designer Series paper. I know I say that about every Designer Series paper because I just love it, but anyways. Alrighty, let me put that aside. Okay, so then we have a piece of Pear Pizzazz. Now this is the 6x6 Designer Series paper, and this comes in each color family. So the Pear Pizzazz is out of the subtles, and they just have 4 different patterns in each of the colors. So that's one pattern. These are all messed up. Pretty plaid that we're using, and then here's the other pattern. All right, so we'll put that aside. We're just going to adhere this piece, and I don't know if I said what this is cut at. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. We're just going to apply some adhesive. This is a brand new one, so let's see. There we go. And we're going to, let me make sure I've got this going the way I want it to. I think I like it that way with the flowers going up here. So we're just going to put that right to the edge, like that. Then we're going to come in with a piece of this beautiful ribbon. This is the woven ribbon, and it's in pale papaya with a white trim. And you're just going to cut, whoops, that didn't adhere very well. There we go. You're just going to cut a piece a little bit longer than the base that we're working on here. And we're just going to tuck that around. Whoop. All right, it's really sticky in some parts and then doesn't want to stick in the other. All right, I think I've got it. So let me just pull this back around so I make sure I'm getting this lined up the way I want it. All right, and then we can adhere this right to our base. So I'm just going to put a little extra adhesive where I put the ribbon on both sides, just to make sure it sticks and doesn't come untucked. I hate it when that happens. All right, so we're gonna put that here. Then we have a couple pieces from the Layering Circle dies. I've already run these through the Big Shop, but I wanted to show you. So the solid edge, this edge, the solid edge I used was almost the 3rd biggest, I guess you would say. Not almost, it is almost the 3rd biggest. And then the scalloped edge that I used for this one is the 2nd biggest. Those I have scattered, but it is the 2nd biggest. And then what I did, let me just put that away, get it out of our way. I've got a lot of pieces today. What I did is I ran it through the Big Shot again with this embossing folder. These are the checks and dots, I believe they're called, embossing folders. They come as a pair, and these will also go through your mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine if you have one of those. So I ran it through with the dots, so that's all set. So we're going to put that together with some adhesive. Like that. And then I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. All right. And we're just going to put it right there. Perfect. So now we're going to work on the peaches. So I've already done one, but I wanted 2 peaches, so we're going to work on the second one together, and I'll show you how I did it. I took a piece of pale papaya, and let me show you the stamp set first. This is the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. I have used this a ton. If you're in my Facebook group, you're probably getting sick of it already, but I just love it, and it just makes such nice cheery cards. It does have matching dies, and it is sold in a bundle, so we're going to be using 2 of the dies out of there today. So to get started with my peach, I'm going to take the pale papaya, and just put that piece over there, and I'm just going to ink it up, and then I'm going to come in with some Calypso Coral, and this just helps add a little more depth to the peach, gives it a little more color. And I'm just going to take a sponge dauber and then dab some off, otherwise it'll be really dark, and then just go right around the edges where you want a little more color. Just be careful with those daubers. I had a project fall in it before I put it away once, and then it, you know, ruined your project. All right, so then we're going to just stamp that. There's our peach. And then we're just going to make some leaves with some Whisper or Basic White, I guess it is. Let me just cut this peach out. I just had some scrap pale papaya I used. And for the leaves, we're going to use Pear Pizzazz. We're going to ink that up. And those I just went with one color. You could always use a lighter green and a darker green to give that one a little more dimension as well. Let me just get those out of the way. And let me get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out. All right. All right, so then we're going to just line these up with our dies. There's the peach, and here are the leaves. Oops, that's not really. Sometimes it takes a minute. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. Carefully put on the top layer, and then we're going to send it through the Big Shot. Oops, the leaves might have moved on me. Let's see. No, that looks good. All right. Put these aside. And then we'll take our peach and our leaves. And before we put this on the card, I'm just going to do the sentiment as well. So the sentiment comes from, I never can remember the stamp set's name. It is Sunny Sentiments, and these are great to use if you want to take up a bigger space. Like some of these are really big, and it's nicer than, not nicer than, but it's nice to have a bigger stamp set once in a while rather than just the smaller ones. I use the smaller ones obviously all the time as well, but we're going to take the Calypso Coral, and I have another piece of the scrap Basic White, and we're going to be using this Happy Hello to You. We'll ink that up and just center it on our piece here. There we go. Looks a little wet around the edges. I'm just gonna dry it, make sure it doesn't smear on me. So the dies we're using for this one is out of the Pierced Bloom dies. Now these are floral dies mostly. You can see all of the flowers, and it does have a matching stamp set that we're not using today. This is a really pretty bundle too. But today we're just going to be using this piece out of it. And we're going to send it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna line that up in the center. See if I can get it the way I want it to look. I think that looks pretty good. And now we'll run it through. Never enough room. Just never enough. All right. There we go. So now we have our sentiment cut out as well. And now we can put our peaches together. All right, I've got the other one ducked under here. So let's pull that out and we'll pull out our base of our card. So I'm going to start with just adhering the leaves on one of them. Put a little adhesive on there, and then we're going to stick that about right there. And then on one of the peaches, we're going to do the same thing, just stick it on right underneath the leaf, or on top of the leaf rather, so the leaf is on underside. And then we're going to do the second peach. I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals like this, and we'll just put it right here. And then this one, I'm just gonna put some adhesive on the back and put this one down as well. I'm not gonna pop that on dimensionals. All right, so then what I did is I took another piece of this pretty ribbon and I just cut off a little section. This is about 5.5 inches. 5.5, is it that much? Yeah, it is. Okay. And I'm going to feed it through here and just tie a knot like that. And then I'm just going to come in and trim my edges a little bit. You probably didn't need 5.5 to, if you can tie when it's tighter and a smaller. I like to have a little extra. All right, so this we're gonna pop up on dimensionals like that. And then just pop it in right, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll put a little adhesive right there on the corner so I can tuck it onto that. I think that's what I did. And then we'll pop it right there, and we are all set. So here is the card we made. Here is our original. Thank you so much for watching. All of my links will be listed down below, and if you'd like to join my Facebook group, there'll be a link for that as well. Thank you so much. Have a good day.